Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
Hey there guys, Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we're going to be talking about the next episode of The Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 5, as its runtime has recently been revealed. That there, of course, being said, we're going to go ahead and hop right on into it. In this video, we're going to be taking a read from the Direct's article. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. The runtime for The Mandalorian's next Season 3 episode has been revealed in advance of its Wednesday Disney Plus premiere. Not only does this episode launch the second half of the show's third season, but it also follows the Star Wars series' shortest episode to date. As the previous episode of The Mandalorian, Episode 4, had been the shortest episode, clocking in at 30 minutes long of the entirety of the show, so now following up with it, we have something that's a little bit longer, which is great to look forward to. The question now is whether Wednesday's episode follows its previous episode in terms of length, or if it has more to accomplish heading towards the finale and setting things up for it. Now this here all being said, how long is the Episode 5 of The Mandalorian Season 3? As reported recently by Twitter's Cryptic 4K Qual, the runtime for the 5th episode of The Mandalorian's Chapter 21 will be 41 minutes and 3 seconds long, not including the episode's dubbing or language credits. Now, of course, Cryptic 4K Qual on Twitter is who has been covering and getting these all correct previously before for all of the previous episodes of The Mandalorian Season 3, and even outside of other realms of Disney Plus, like on HBO's The Last of Us. So of course it is rather a reputable source out there and something that can be trusted. This makes Chapter 21 the third longest episode of the current season thus far. For comparison, as the previous episodes of the third season of The Mandalorian have clocked in with Chapter 17 at 35 minutes long, Episode 2, Chapter 18, 42 minutes long, Episode 3, Chapter 19, 56 minutes long, and Episode 4, Chapter 20, 30 minutes long. And aside from that, and its runtime of being around the 40-minute runtime mark, it is also known that Chapter 21 is directed by the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse director Peter Ramsey, and also written by Jon Favreau. This episode is also set to debut on the same day as The Bad Batch's two-part finale titled The Summit and Plan 99, which of course we've also been covering The Bad Batch here on the channel as well, so go check those videos out here now. Now this here all being said, I think one big question remains overall in common, and this is something I'd like to dive deeper on into in our preview video here on the channel for the next episode of The Mandalorian. However, the question is that will The Mandalorian's next episode reveal Season 3's main goals and where we're really ultimately headed? I do have to give props to the previous episode here, of course. With aside from the Order 66 flashbacks, it finally feels that The Mandalorian's characters are headed towards somewhere with an actual goal in mind. And I of course believe that to revolve heavily around with Bo-Katan and the Darksaber becoming the new leader of Mandalore. Of course, this is something I've discussed here and there in our Mandalorian videos here on the channel recently, but I also heavily believe that Bo-Katan will actually be the one to tame the Mythosaur to make her the owner of the Darksaber and to become the next Mandalore. Something else that had actually been brought to my attention recently is that in order for Bo-Katan to really win the Darksaber, because they are both Mandalorians, Bo-Katan, if she were to challenge Din Djarin in combat for the Darksaber, she would indeed have to actually kill Din Djarin, which is something that she doesn't exactly really want to do. They're good friends and they've worked together plenty of times, plus to mention that she saved his life multiple times. Now you may be wondering, why didn't Din Djarin kill Moff Gideon and to obtain the Darksaber? And this is for two reasons, I believe. For one, he simply didn't know what he was getting himself into, and for another thing, it's said that he wasn't killed is because Moff Gideon isn't a Mandalorian. If two Mandalorians are fighting in combat for the Darksaber to become the leader of the Mandalore, of course, the one would have to die. That's my overall understanding of it. I could be wrong, let me know in the comments down below. And even though The Mandalorian's next episode is only about 10 minutes longer than Chapter 20, the previous episode, a lot can happen with that span of time, and hopefully it points to where the season is really exactly headed. Now, at the moment, a few fans have any idea of what the rest of Season 3 will hold. And now, leading up to its Disney Plus premiere, the general expectation was Mando's journey to Mandalore would dominate the season and be the main goal and journey of this season. However, that plotline quickly wrapped up by the conclusion of episode 2, which really came as to a surprise. That's what all the marketing, trailers, TV spots, and promotions had gone towards of what this next adventure for Mando and Baby Yoda would be, is that they would travel to the mines of Mandalore to redeem himself to his creed, the Children of the Watch. The Direct's article mentions that it is worth noting that the 5th episode of The Mandalorian's Season 2 introduced Ahsoka into live action, and furthered Mando's quest to return Grogu to a Jedi. And of course, it's really quite a stretch, but maybe, perhaps, Season 3's Episode 5 can accomplish something similar, and provide audiences with an idea of what the remainder of the season will hold, while maybe also, fingers crossed, potentially having Ahsoka or Boba Fett show up in this episode, but probably Ahsoka would be rather likely. I have, of course, discussed this time in and time out here on the channel in our Mandalorian videos of how I heavily believe that there will be a what's called a quote-unquote bottle cap episode that will center around Ahsoka and introducing the rest of the Star Wars Rebels Ghost crew to live action for one thing, but also set the direction up for the Ahsoka show. The Ahsoka show is going to be the next big Star Wars show on Disney Plus, coming out a little bit later this year after The Mandalorian Season 3 wraps. It is something I'm heavily looking forward to seeing. However, as into the regards of the plot lines and where the narrative is exactly now in The Mandalorian Season 3, it doesn't feel like it makes a lot of sense, and if that is something that would happen, I think it would feel kind of forced even at that. I think really the only way that we could see Ahsoka or any of the Ghost crew members appear in live action now in the Season 3 of The Mandalorian, especially within the next episode, is that if we were to have Sabine Wren, the only Mandalorian a part of the Ghost crew, with having her character appear and maybe meet up with Mando and actually meet him formally, I think, for one thing, and then also maybe bringing connections towards the rest of the Ghost crew for one thing, but also with Ahsoka. And as I also had mentioned earlier on in this video, of course I want to save a majority of this and discuss it in our preview video before the episode comes out here on the channel. I'll have that out later. However, based off of the marketing and TV promotions and the overall trailer itself for the Season 3 of The Mandalorian, I believe the only other footage that we do have left in the trailer is going back to Navarro, where we have a group of Mandalorians defending the planet and the city of Navarro from another pirate attack, is something I heavily believe that we will see in the next episode. So maybe it's there of where we could see other Mandalorian creeds come together, not just the Children of the Watch that we've been seeing Din Djarin and Bo-Katan being a part of and kind of hanging out with these last couple of episodes, but maybe other creeds of Mandalorians like Sabine Wren or whoever else could possibly potentially show up to help defend that planet. Anyway, of course, I would love to hear all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. What do you guys think here about The Mandalorian's next episode's runtime, clocking in at around 40 minutes long? What do you guys want to see in that 40 minutes? I would love to hear all of your thoughts and opinions, comments, and theories in the comment section down below. Of course, this has been Unofficial Star Wars. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one, guys. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.